Greetings and welcome back to SmartWatchTix.com. It's 2025, guys, and this is LOKMAT's brand new Android smartwatch, Android 8.1, with some incredible new watch faces. I just love this one. Very creative. You see the 2025 in there? We are going to unbox it, but I'm not going to do it the traditional way. Obviously, I already have it out of the box. I'm going to run right into the watch with you, and then we'll see what's in the box that comes along with it, because there's a bunch of stuff. First of all, you got to know where you can get it, directly from AliExpress. Now, this looks a little pricey, but this is a true Android smartwatch phone. That means it's just like your phone in a watch. If you're not familiar with that, it's pretty cool. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of storage. You can get it a little less in a smaller configuration, but I highly recommend going for this one because you need that 4 gigabytes of RAM to make this thing work for you. Again, link in the show notes, AliExpress. Click on over there, pick it up. Running through the specs on this one, it is an APPLLP. We have reviewed many of them over the years. And again, 2 or 8 megapixel combination, or 4 or 6. You have an 1150 milliamp hour battery, Android 8.1, Bluetooth 4.2, with an interesting new High Sport Pro app pairing through Bluetooth on this one. You got a front camera, which is about 2 megapixels for basic video calls and such, and an 8 megapixel side camera. You can do your Instagram videos, things like that on there. That's the CPU. These are the frequencies for the SIM card. You can insert a SIM card in this. It works just like a phone. I've tested it in the USA with T-Mobile, and phone calling is working, data transfer is working, and I have a screenshot of my data transfer speeds to show you. It's about a 1.5-inch round AMOLED screen display, 466 squared pixels, 3 to 5 days of standby use, charges about 3 hours. It is Android, so it's going to run down fairly quickly. It's you have to charge it periodically, so make sure you leave enough time for doing that. Menu bar has all these different features in it. Characteristics is what it's made of. It's not a waterproof watch per se, and it's about 85 grams in total weight. Let me show this to you before we open the box. Check out the build on this one. It is really, really interesting. These are not buttons, but they kind of look like they should be because these are over here and these are buttons. This toggles this on and off. This one switches you over to all of your different apps. This little puppy right here is the forward-facing camera. You see it hidden right in there? And right on the top, which is the best place for a camera, there is the 8 megapixel forward-facing camera. The band is integrated into it. It is a really stock, solid watch. I see I took the front cover off, but not a back one. You always want to make sure you take the films off. Now, as we get ready to go into it, let's open the box and finish this part of it off. The box itself has some basic information, the model number and specs and things. When you have it sitting in here, you'll open it up. It's a nice presentation box with the watch right there. You can pull out the cover that holds it in. You can go deeper. You'll find that you'll be pulling off this little thing off of the front of it. And there's a little cover that tells you about the SIM. Now, let me talk about that. The SIM is actually hidden behind this little panel right here. So you have to take these screws out and open this thing up if you got a fingernail or there's a tool in here and insert the SIM card. And it's integrated into the body and it seals in really nicely. So when you have the SIM in there, you can't even tell. There's no visible SIM slot or anything. This opens like a little box, and inside you've got the screwdriver with some extra screws in case you need them for taking out the SIM card. This is a little support thing that was used to hold the watch in place. Wow, a lot more to come out. We've got a screen protector. We've got a manual. We've got the SIM card tips. And make sure you do this right. For me with the T-Mobile, it took it a while to register and get it on the network and for the calls to go through. But once it started working, it was okay. This goes around the charging dock, which I don't have in the box because I have it over there. That's better. Okay, it's a 4-pin dock, 2 of them for power, 2 of them for data transfer. And the watch just sits right in the dock like that, magnetically couples to it. It's not super strong. Well, I guess it is. If you hold it just right, you can literally hold that 85-gram watch on the charging dock itself. So you use this, for power and again to connect up to move files and things back and forth. And then finally, the owner's manual, the user's manual in multiple languages, colorful. Shows you where the cameras are in here, the SIM card slot. That's kind of what it looks like as you pull it out. Be careful with the screws. Don't tighten them too tight. Just be careful. There's your basic stuff on the watch manual. Swiping up and down, left and right, information. These are all the different main menu functions. And again, more on the specs. We run through this so you can freeze frame it if you need to read it at your leisure later. It's the nano SIM. They all are in these small watches, of course. Different types of tips. Charging. Okay. And in Chinese on the back. Now, let's give it a run through. Oh, this was that little tool. It fell over on the side. And when you've taken the screws out, you can use that in here to pry this little sleeve out and get to your SIM card. Whee! Or a guitar pick, I guess. When you tap the top button, you start everything off, and when you slide down, you get into the first level of your phone. Just like on your real phone, you slide it down again, and you got all your different controls, your overall brightness level control, and you got lots of brightness on this one, and you can dim it way down too. We run it pretty low so we don't wash out the camera while we're doing the review. This is your do not disturb or silent mode. The toggles back and forth. That's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, of course. This one, you got the SIM in there, lights up. That's your cellular data. So you can turn all of these things on and off. There's your overall power. You can have the smart saving, low power, or ultra savings mode to help you extend battery life. And, we don't want to do that yet. I just was sliding out of it. When you come back in here, you've got this little puppy is the one that can reduce the size of the screen. So if you have something like a browser going and you have buttons in the corners and it's full, you won't be able to get to those. You put that down in the 1-to-1 and the corner tips will touch right here. So you can get right to the very tip. If you have it in the 1-to-0, then it extends out a little bit over the edges, but it's a bit smaller. I tend to run it in this mode, but it's a little hard to read the writing because everything is so small. But use your judgment. Anyway, that's how you modify all of that stuff. There's your airplane mode speaker. This is a quick cleanup operation. It'll clean any of your background stuff that's running, again, to extend battery life. You also have a flashlight built into this one that basically lights up the screen. There's no actual built-in flashlight. That's a camera, not a flashlight. We've reviewed some that it is a flashlight. Looks almost the same, too. And then this last thing over here is high audio drainage. Hit the start, and I don't hear anything. Supposedly it would be vibrating, making a low frequency noise to shake the water out of the speaker. Not sure why this is in here, because we checked the specs. It doesn't say it's really a waterproof watch to swim with, so I don't know. Maybe it belongs in an upcoming, what will be a waterproof watch? Not sure. Okay, we looked at everything by swiping down. So what I want to do is show you a couple of more watch faces. The real stake to claim on this one are the number of watch faces you can get to through the store. But actually, I found it's a whole lot better to do it through the app, the Dial Market. So we'll take you through that route. But this is the most recent of these that I've installed. These are just some quick and dirty sample thumbnails of a bunch of them that I've installed that are in the store. Now, they don't come stock in this one, but they are available. And they're really, I mean, LOKMAT has had some pretty cool faces, but these are way, way beyond. And there are hundreds of them. They just go on and on forever. All of these are free, fun, animated ones. There's some that have complications with buttons you can push and change things. We'll show you more later on. I'll leave it on one and we'll just go and look. Now, just check that out. If you had that thing on, wearing a watch like this, man, that is really something. When you swipe up, as you know, on these, hello? Nothing happens. Okay. When you swipe to the right, you get into the phone calling area. Now, with the SIM card in it, you're going to have access to your contacts, to your actual dial pad if you want to dial directly. You've got your phone records, you've got all of your individual contacts, and all of that stuff is immediately available by swiping to the right. When you swipe to the left now, you're getting into more of like traditional sports watch, where you have your step count information, just showing the completion rings. Come one more, and you're getting into your heart rate. There's the green diodes on the back. If you cover that and give it a little bit of time, shows you your high, your low throughout the day, what your heart rate has been, and it'll take a reading. You also can set it up to do a regular reading and get your readings over the 24-hour period without having to go in here and do it manually. You swipe one more now, and you're getting into blood oxygen. Now check this out. It's using the more advanced red diodes in the back, and again, it will give you your high and your low. And this does not do it continuously. It does it only when you take measurements, but it does connect the dots for you. It takes a little bit longer to do this one, and you'll get a reading somewhere between, in the 90 area, 99, 97, somewhere up there. The scale goes from 0 to 100, so you really, really have to look close to see anything, any changes. Even if you were down to 90, it's going to look pretty high on the chart. So rely on the numbers, not so much what you're seeing there. And then it's got a music player built into it. When you load up music, you can listen to it through the watch. And I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's actually pretty soft. Yeah, it's there, but it's really, really soft. Haven't been able to figure that out because I got the volume cranked up all the way. The phone calls are not that soft, but the music is soft. And that's the only song they come shipped with on here. But you can, of course, play music from any other source like a browser, or you can load up any of your Android apps directly on here. So Spotify or Django, whatever you'd like. And that's it. Come back over to your app drawer or back to your watch face. And when you're in your app drawer, we'll run through these quickly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each of them. You got phone, which is what we just looked at. Same thing that you get by sliding that way. Settings will come back, take a look at. You can do a face lock on this one with the camera here. So if you're going to be doing financials or other things that you want to lock this just like you'd lock your phone, you can actually use Face Unlock right on there. A built-in browser, calculator, and calendar. There's your contacts and such. Albums now. This is where you get your pictures. Some stock pictures they put in just to show you the quality of clarity of the screen. Yeah. And then I took a screenshot, like I said, which in here I show you. It shows a little bit, and there's a tutorial that tells you how to do a screenshot. You press the two buttons at the same time. And when I took that screenshot recently on here, let's come back here now. This is a screenshot of the speed test where I was checking the download, upload data transfer rates, 13 and a quarter megabytes per second. Decent, not up there in the hundreds, not like really high these days that you get on the phones, but it is doing a decent amount, and I think it's 1 to 2 or something like that for uploads. So it's on the lower side, but it is fully functional. Data transfer, as long as that's on your data plan with your phone carrier, with the SIM card installed in the watch. And we got to all of that by looking into albums. Then you got your overall messaging, the music we looked at. You've got a built-in stopwatch here. You got countdown timer capability as well. Then you got Google Maps built into this. The whole Google suite, including the Play Store, is in this watch. And then you get back into these different things like the super power savings mode, the one-click cleanup, all those we got when we pulled down into the controls, remember? Clock is kind of odd. You set your home time. You can go into world time, set up, different cities around the world. You've got a alarm section in there. That's where you set all of your alarms. That's in the clock. Video player, don't have any videos yet, but this is where you'd shoot videos that you'd be able to play them back here, or if you transfer over videos, you can play them. The flashlight we already tested. There's a little sound recorder in this one. We're doing a little test of a sound recorder now just to see how it works. You can see this is actually changing, but not bouncing up and down a lot. I can pause it, and it'll hold while I'm still talking, and I could start it back up again. And then we can actually finish this thing off by hitting the little square. And that did it. And now I can come over here and I can play it back for you. We're doing a little test of a sound recorder now just to see how it works. You can see this is actually changing, but not bouncing up and down a lot. Yeah. And then we can actually finish this thing off by hitting the little square. Okay, you could hear me on that better than the music. So the sound recorder works better than the player is, at least on that one song they sent with us. When you get into sports now, this is where you set in all of your stuff. A 10-year-old, I love it. Man, if I had a watch like this when I was 10 years old, wow. I wonder if you can do a do-over with life. I hope so. Apps market now, you get in here, and this has really been enhanced. Used to be you had a couple of little odd apps, but no, because this is an Android smartwatch, a pure Android now, you can have things like all the Google Assistant that you can download directly. Now this is without even logging into your account. You've got Zalo, I'm dating myself, I guess, some messengers in here, BLE tools. It looks like some games in here. DeepSeek, okay. AI is in here, the China AI. WhatsApp, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Gmail, games, it's still loading. I mean, it just goes on and on. So Amazon, there's quite a few different apps in the apps market, which is different than the Google Play Store. Now, I recommend most of the time use the Google Play Store. It goes through that Play Protect checking for everything. The app market, I don't know. But the apps are there, so they're available for you. Bluetooth Assistant, this is kind of bizarre. Now, I've sort of played with this. You set this thing up, you download an app, and it is called, High Sport Pro. That's the app that they ask you to download. When you do, and this is from the Google Play Store now, you open it, you go to the device, you set the whole thing up, and you connect to it by using the binding QR code. It'll make the camera on your phone, right? So you can check the QR code. You get into this, and you get discussion of things of how it works. You go back to health, and it'll take care of recording your steps, your heart rate, and your blood oxygen that we already looked at. Those are the three things on the cards that you slide across, right? And it's got a manager in here for contacts, find your device, basically resetting everything. Really, really light, not much to it, but at least it is a Bluetooth pairing app. There is not in here a way of transferring files and doing things via Bluetooth with this device. But let me tell you, on an Android watch, okay, wow, you can hear me change tone, can't you? Sit down, son. I want to talk to you. On an Android watch, if you really want to move files back and forth, use OneDrive or use your Google Drive or something like that. Put them up there on your phone and your computer or whatever, and just load the drive in here, and then just download them directly from the cloud. If you want to make phone calls, you don't need to go out and get a SIM card and pay a plan for it now. Use Google Meet, and make it a video call. You got the camera right there. As long as you're on Wi-Fi. or in a Wi-Fi area. Or you take your phone and you make your phone a Wi-Fi hotspot and you connect to it. You got everything you need right here. You really do. So a lot of folks are like, another SIM card. I don't want to do that. I want Bluetooth calling. Okay, you can do Bluetooth calling. Just do it over Google, Use a Google number. There's that one-click drainage thing, heart rate, blood oxygen. These are the user's guide. They're pretty cool. It goes through and it tells you basically how to do things on this watch format that might be a little tricky to figure out because it's not a phone. The phone doing screenshot, that's pretty easy. But here, how do you switch from square to round when you can't see the corners and you don't remember what Mr. Tix told you in the video? It's in the user's manual. You got basic style, theme, dial effect changes and stuff like that just to pretty it all up. There's the dial market, guys. It's phenomenal. And what's really nice about this one, it's downloading them now from the server, so it takes it a little while to fill them in. When you start scrolling through them, and they go on and on and on, well, after a group of them, and you come out of these, if you download any of them, and then you come back into the dial market, it stays where it was. It doesn't start over at the beginning. So you can take some time and go through the hundreds of them like I did to get to some of the really juicy ones that you saw at the very end. Fireworks in the clouds. You just tap on it. It says loading. You hit download. It gives you a few seconds to download the thing. You hit apply. And there it switches to the time in your zone, and there you have it. I was hoping this would be one of the animated ones. There's a lot of fireworks ones in here that are animated. So now you're in the watch face, right? So I can come back up here, go back into the dial market, and see I'm right where I would left off, and there's a little check mark there that says, okay, that one was downloaded. Well, it's kind of lame. So I can apply it all over again because it's already been downloaded, and there we are. I can also press and hold. I can switch, say, to this one here. There's your 2025 on a different color. And now if I press and hold, I come over here and I just lightly press it. Too much. Sorry. You don't want to do this on the watch face that's active. So I'm going to come here, press and hold. Now I'm going to press this one a little longer than just quickly, and that's how you delete it. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete it because I like the animated ones. Jumping around a little bit. Check this one out. A dancing Tesseract? I'm not sure. Cool. Fun. All right. We were working our way through the dial market. There's your walking, breathing exercise. Inhale, exhale. Does all of that stuff for you. There's your File Explorer. Here's how you can move images and things around. What is it? CX File Explorer, I think, is a really fun one because you can also, in there, connect to all of your different cloud drives, and you can move things from the cloud drives directly through that particular app and drop them into your phone, or vice versa. Take the pictures or videos from here and drag them over to the cloud, off to your computer, wherever you want. No brainer. You got WhatsApp. You got the camera. Okay, we haven't even played with the camera. How's my hair? Oh, it's gorgeous, I can tell. I'm going to hit camera. It's going to light it up. And there's the camera on the forward end. And if I swipe down, it'll switch it around. There's me. All right. Wow. And it lightens the screen up all the way. Up here. And so that's the little camera right there that can be used for face unlock or whatever you want. And I can tap here. We are now recording a front-facing video log, so I could vlog, blog, or fog. Whatever I like to do, I could have this thing streaming in the background over Wi-Fi to YouTube Live, or you guys know wherever, all the sources. And I can just finish it when I'm done, I think. Oh, touch the panel to end record. Well, I did right there. So let's see what a video looks like. Here you go. We are now recording a front-facing video log, so I could vlog, blog, or fog. Whatever I like to do, I can have this thing streaming in the background over Wi-Fi. Now, of course, the audio is kind of tinny, not all that bright, but, this is being recorded, and so you can send this, of course, out, and then you could play it on your large screen TV or whatever you'd like to do. So that's basically the camera. Your Google Play Store is right there. You got YouTube, of course, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are already pre-installed for you in the whole app suite for this thing. And that you get to simply by pressing the top button. If I press and hold the top button now, I can adjust the volume up and down. If I pull down, I can adjust the brightness right here. So you have full, easy control of everything. Press and hold the bottom right one, shut down and reboot. What more do you want? And finally, there it is on. And this is a fun face. I went through a bunch of them. I have complications. I can get heart rate. I can tap in here and I can monitor while I'm walking, step count, right there, live, easy. Wow, very, very fun. Now, let me tell you again how you get this one. And I got to get a little bit more complicated with you because we live in an interesting world of tariffs and cross tariffs. So, the links I have in the show notes for you are U.S. specific at the very beginning. The link that'll take you directly to the AliExpress store is actually the LOKMAT U.S. local store, which means if you buy it through that link, it'll be shipped to you from within the United States. You're not buying it through China. If you live outside the U.S. Globally, you can use a link in there that's the AliExpress LOKMAT store, the basic store, and that's their global store for shipment anywhere. And I've also got not just the link to this specific watch, but the best link of all is the one that is for the LOKMAT US local store in general, because they got a ton of really cool killer watches. A lot of them are Android ones, just like this, with different features, different levels of Android, different designs. Check them all out. See if any of them are of interest to you. There's also a variety of different styles of watches that are non-Android, but they're all there at the AliExpress LOKMAT US local store. Interesting. I know. It's 2025. What can I say? Thank you guys for watching. I think this is a very fun watch. Those of you who really want to play in the Android world and have a phone on your wrist, this will do it. And if there's enough interest in the watch, if we're getting a bunch of views, I'll make a video, show you how you do a Google Meet call directly from the watch with the camera and over Wi-Fi. And I could even set it up and do it over a Wi-Fi hotspot from my phone. So if I'm out and about somewhere, as long as I got my phone and I got connectivity, you can still be making full-on video calls or, regular calls. I'm not sure yet about doing Teams or Zoom or those kind of things with a tiny watch like this, but definitely you can do it for face calls and things like that. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon, and I might be away for a little while, taking a first ever vacation. So if I don't have a filler video for you, I'll see you when I get back.